Welcome to the Unsleever. Today's video is the last in a three-part series where I rank every Mariah Carey single released up to now, a mere week away from the release of her 16th studio album, Here For It All. I am so excited about this new album, and the only two songs released from it so far will of course be included in the ranking. I already covered the 90s and 2000s decades, and this one covers the last 15 years of her career to this point, so from 2010 to 2025. I think this decade and a half has given us arguably the biggest variety of singles from Mariah. When I was listening to them, it struck me how varied the sounds are while still staying true to the Mariah sound, often imitated, never duplicated. Needless to say, this is my personal opinion, but you can let me know in the comments what your favorite singles from this time period are. The last single on my list is When Christmas Comes with John Legend. I usually prefer Mariah's solo version over this one, but I do love the sound of it, which is the line she followed for her second Christmas album, a more mature, orchestral and soul sound. I think if they wanted to go for a grown-up sounding slow song as a single, they should have released Christmas Time Is in the Air Again, which is my favorite Christmas song by her, this side of All I Want for Christmas Is You. In the mix is a cute funky bop that she did for the show Mixed-ish. The song is celebratory of Mariah being biracial and includes vocals from her twins, Rock and Roll. One fun fact about this song is that it was recorded during her stop of the Caution Tour in Barcelona, my hometown. But I didn't see the Caution Tour there, so anyway, it's a cute song. Big Energy is the hit single from Lato that samples Mariah's Fantasy, so she hopped on the remix, recreating the first verse and adding vocals throughout the record. I think it's cute, but I'm not that interested in Mariah redoing a verse from another song of her career. It reminds me of when she did Can't Say No with Rick Ross, but Big Energy remix was a cute moment though. I remember the excitement building over the release of Triumph and Get 'Em in the summer of 2012. There was a countdown on her website and she looked amazing on the cover. It was supposed to launch a new era, but after a lukewarm critical reception, not much happened afterwards. I agree with the general criticism the song gets, which is that Mariah sounds more like a guest on her own song. I think it's a nice track and I like the lyrics, but she should have added a couple verses to balance it out. The remix, however, is one of her best, including fully resung vocals and new verses. I also love the video, and I got this bootleg copy of the single on vinyl that came with no cover, so I designed and printed one myself. The sound is not great, but it's a cute item to have. Angel's Cry is another song that I think is better in its solo version. This Neo version is okay. I think it's one of those attempted We Belong Together clones, so I'm not passionate about it. This single was supposed to be on the Angel's Advocate remix album that sadly got shelved. Where I Belong was a highly anticipated follow-up to I Know What You Want, and it was put away for so many years. I remember some photos leaking from the making of the video around 2017 during the Stella years, but the song and video were released in 2021. I love seeing them together, and the song is great as well. Opening my top 20, another single from Angel's Advocate, About My Face featuring Nicki Minaj. Unlike Angel's Cry, I think the collaboration adds to the song in this case. It wasn't among my favorites on the Memoirs album, but the remix made me like the song more. The video is also a lot of fun with its red and white aesthetic and this whole Barbie theme. I feel like Infinity is one of her most divisive singles. I am a fan of it. I used to play it all the time when it came out. I love the mix of strings within a hip-hop production and the lyrics that were interpreted as a diss to Nick Cannon, whom she had recently divorced. The music video is a mess though. It doesn't know where it wants to be. I think there was something fun in there with all the dating stuff, but it just fell flat. Save the Day was the single released to promote the rarities. The song originates from the Me I Am Mariah sessions, and it was meant to be a song featuring other artists to help raise funds for human rights organizations, but it never came to fruition until 2020. Mariah thought it was a good time to release it, and it includes vocals from Lauryn Hill sampling the Fugees' cover of Killing Me Softly. I really like the song, the lyrical content and the use of the sample. Almost Home is one of those songs fans love but Mariah hates. I think she just dislikes singing songs she didn't compose herself, unless they are covers. I had this song on heavy rotation when it came out. It is perhaps her poppiest song in the last 15 years with electropop elements and impossible vocals. I think it's great. I Don't was released after that train wreck that was Mariah's World, but I'm glad we got at least this great song from it. It is Mariah's first incursion into the trap sound, and I find the way the sample of Donald Jones' Where I Wanna Be, it's incorporated in a very inspired way, I think. This came at a difficult time in Mariah's career, just a month after the whole New Year's Eve fiasco, and I think it could have done better at a different time. Her second collaboration with Ariana Grande, the remix for her single Yes And, is so fun and unexpected. The song sounds more influenced by Madonna's Vogue, so it was a surprise to hear Mariah's voice over a dance pop song like this. I think this is as far as a crossover between Madonna and Mariah we're ever gonna get. I have grouped together Oh Santa as it was released twice. The solo version was the lead single of her second Christmas album, and later in 2020 as a collaboration with Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande. I love both versions, although I think I prefer the collaboration more. I love how it was arranged as a girl group, and it gave us the first collaboration with Ariana Grande, so it was, as Mariah would say, a moment. Another Christmas song, her latest to date, Fall in Love at Christmas, is a sweet ballad featuring Khalid before it erupts into a full-blown gospel outro aided by Kirk Franklin. I love the mature sound of it, and it is one of the few things we've gotten out of the infamous Butterfly Lounge, where Mariah created a lot of music and video footage that hasn't yet seen the light of day, apart from the Valentine's mix of We Belong Together and her masterclass, which I highly recommend. It is a must-watch. And another Christmas song, the last one on this ranking, The Sweet, The Star. I think I connect to this song to the time when it was released. It had been a difficult year for Mariah, and she came back with this Disney-sounding ballad that brought a bit of magic. I think the melody is so beautiful, and it even got her a Golden Globe nomination. Sadly, she seems to have forgotten it exists, as it hasn't been a part of her Christmas set lists since 2019. I wasn't sure whether or not to include this one. To be fair, with streaming, it's gotten more difficult to know what counts as a single and what doesn't, but in any case, her remix of Unforgettable is great. A bit random, as it arrived long after the song had peaked, but definitely welcome as it sees Mariah over a dancehall beat for the first time. I love the original, so I was very pleased with her version, which is my go-to. Okay, I need to take a small break to give you a disclaimer over these images of the beautiful show Mariah gave in the middle of the Amazonas River in Brazil. This top 10 has been really hard to compile, perhaps the hardest out of the 3 singles rankings I have made. I think there might be some recency bias, and only time will tell if some of these newer songs will hold up here or go lower on my ranking. But anyways, I think I have fulfilled my excuse to show you these images, so back to the ranking. Opening the top 10, another remix, this time for Money Long's Made For Me. I love the solo version so much and always thought Mariah would sound great on it. So when the collaboration was announced, I was so excited. It didn't disappoint one bit, and I love that she didn't follow the melody of the original and created a whole different flow for her verse. The song that gave us the bathroom floor moment, The Art of Letting Go, is a worthy confessional ballad and a very unique song in her discography. I think she was really letting us in on her pain from the divorce with Nick Cannon. And I'm still annoyed this wasn't the name of the album in the end, due to a leak. It fits the narrative of the album so much better, and this is the perfect closer for it. This one was hard to rank because it's so recent, but I would place Type Dangerous at number 8. I think it was a great lead single for her 16th studio album. I love the production as well. It basically gave us all the classic elements of a Mariah lead single. A classic sample, hip-hop sound, and fun lyrics. We also got the most over-the-top ridiculous video ever, and I'm here for it, of course. The lead single of Me I Am Mariah, #Beautiful, is a classic. I think this sound fits Mariah like a glove, and hers and Miguel's voice sound so good together. I love the retro summery vibe of the song and the video, inspired by a scene in the movie To Die For. In a way, this was the last big single release we got from Mariah, with multiple versions, videos, remixes and performances. Sadly, the promotion was affected by her accident while on set for the music video of one of the remixes. And there is even a dance remix with resung vocals that remains unreleased. Her latest single at the time of this video, Sugar Sweet, is such a breezy, summery little bop with some tropical influences. I think the addition of Shensia and Kelani works well in the song, although I'm really looking forward to listening to her solo version. I think this song could have become a big hit for her had it been released at a different time in her career. You're Mine Eternal was the second official single from the Elusive Chanteuse album, and I've been gaining more love for this song over the past years. I think it has a gorgeous melody, her voice sounds beautiful and vulnerable, and I quite like the production by Darkchild. I think it's an interesting and different take on the classic Mariah ballad with a beat template. I love a diss track, and Mariah has proven time and time again that she can bring on the bops while throwing epic shade. A no-no is one of them. I love the witty and funny lyrics, and of course the iconic sample of Lil' Kim's Crush on You. I think this song is dedicated to a certain ex-manager I've mentioned before, and I think Mariah is hinting at it while playing a funny game with the languages at the end of the song. When she compiles all the different parts of saying no in different languages, the last one is Japanese, but it is actually very similar to saying no in Russian, so I think she was being sneaky. Or maybe this is a reach, I don't know. Opening my top 3 is the promo single from the Elusive Chanteuse, You Don't Know What to Do. This song was an early favorite of mine. I love the disco sound and how energized Mariah sounds on it. The chorus is so catchy and Wally's flow is perfect for the song. Shame we never got a video, but at least she performed it during the Caution tour, so it got a bit of shine. I love GTFO. It's a one-of-a-kind song in Mariah's discography with sparse production and a very unexpected sample from Porter Robinson's Goodbye to a World. See, Mariah usually samples songs from the 80s or 90s or even earlier eras, and she usually stays within the genres of hip-hop, soul, R&B and disco. So for her to sample an electronic dance song from 2014 was such a random moment, but I think it definitely worked. Telling someone to get the fuck out of your life has never sounded sweeter. And at number 1, I have to put this gorgeous ballad, the official single from Caution, With You. I'm not sure I would have chosen it as the lead single. I probably would have pushed GTFO or The Distance, but well, who knows what was on Epic Records' mind. Despite that, I absolutely love this song. It's so warm and romantic, and I think it has very clever lyrics and vocal arrangements. It also came at a time when we knew a lot of what had happened in Mariah's life, through Mariah's world mainly, but also with her manager, with her new relationship with Brian Tanaka, and a lot of that is reflected on the lyrics of this song, so I really appreciate that. Literally no notes. It's perfection. There is one more song I haven't included, which was a promo single for the Rarities, and that is Out Here on My Own. This probably would have been my number 1 as I love her rendition of this song, but I thought it was a bit unfair to put a song recorded in 2000 as the number 1 for this period of her career. It would have been at least top 5 on my ranking of the 2000s decade for sure. But I wanted to let her later music shine, as she still got it and still has so much great music in her. And on that note, I'll leave you until the next video. Thank you so much for your support and for watching my videos and commenting. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.